Hello. Welcome back after a long time. Welcome back to Ghostlight RPGs. We are here. Can everybody hear me? I hope so. It's been 8 months since we have streamed. It's been a long time, and we're just really happy to be back. So thank you for joining us here tonight. Welcome to Future Reign. Future Reign is our new campaign. It's a Marvel heroic role-playing game. If you're not familiar, it is a fantastic game designed by Cam Banks, and we have actually done a bit of an update on the game using the Cortex Prime system, also designed by Cam Banks. So, for the record, this is our version of the game. It's not an official version by any means, and we'd love to hear your feedback on it too. You know, not that we are going to be changing too much probably, but if you have some thoughts, we'd love to hear them. Thoughts, questions, whatever. Drop them in the Twitch chat here. Drop them in YouTube later in the comments if you're watching this after the fact. Or you can join our Discord and have a full conversation with us there. I think is that right? Well, that didn't do it. That's all right. We'll share the Discord eventually here. Anyway, let's see. So, for this series, we are using Ko-fi. If you're not familiar with Ko-fi, I never know if it's Ko-fi or coffee. I like to call it Ko-fi though, because I think it's cuter.
Ko-fi.
But it is Ko-fi. Okay, good. So you can tip us with Ko-fi. If you like what you see, please consider tipping all of these lovely faces you're seeing here. All of our tips go directly to the players. If you'd like to support the channel as a whole, we encourage you to subscribe, to follow here on Twitch, or consider joining our Patreon as well. So, thank you for sharing that, Dark Plane. I gotta see. Hang on, let me check if these other things are still up. Let me just try this. Nope. Okay, cool. So none of my commands are working. We'll deal with that later. In the meantime, why don't we go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves? So, it's already written on your nameplate, but for the sake of it, go ahead and tell us your name, your character that you're playing, and your favorite Marvel movie. Why don't we just go in order here? So I'm going to start with Elise.
Hello, my name is Elise, and I'm playing Black Widow, and my favorite Marvel movie is probably a tie between Captain America Civil War and Spider-Man No Way Home.
That's great. Elise, go ahead and pass it to somebody else.
All right, well, wait, hold on. Here we are. I'm going down to Graham.
Hello, hey, I'm Graham Ward. My pronouns are he, him. I'm a big Marvel fan. Most of my comic knowledge is from like 70s and 80s comics. I like to read the back issues. My favorite MCU movie or Marvel movie is, oh man, I get to stake one out early. I don't want to take it away from anyone, but Captain America Winter Soldier is unquestionably the best Marvel movie. Just that's my opinion. I love it. I like that it's grounded. I like that you care emotionally about the people in it. It's good. Is that all I'm supposed to say? Oh, I'm playing Bruce Banner, the Hulk. Okay, cool. Let me pass it to Kelsea.
Hello, I'm Kelsea Botwinik, and she, they, and I love X-Men is my favorite like property, and I went through a moment where I read all of the X-Men from the very beginning up to the mid-70s, and then I lost my subscription to that, but I need to get back in. I'll just get it again. Like, I don't know what my problem is. So that being said, my favorite Marvel movie is X-Men Origins Wolverine. I was like, don't worry, Graham, you're not going to take mine. Nobody else likes it. It's my favorite because it shows that me and my sister are Wolverine and Sabretooth, and it's perfect, and I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible.
Okay.
Oh,
That tracks.
and I'm playing Johnny Storm.
I mean, Liev Schreiber makes that movie almost,
Flawless.
He is a
What you
very
say.
good choice for Sabretooth.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
So good. Oh, and I'm going to say Hollis.
Okay, hello, I'm Hollis Wilhoit. I'm playing Matt Murdock / Daredevil, and my favorite Marvel movie is kind of basic, but it's the one that got us started, Iron Man. I just love that you don't see any iteration of the suit for like 45 minutes. You have to like care about the character first before you get the goods. I love that.
Love it.
I'm going to pass it to, because that's what happens next. I'm going to pass it to Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Munoz, she, her, and I am playing Rogue from the X-Men. X-Men is definitely one of my favorite comics. I actually collect a lot of X-Men comics, and I have some autographed ones, and maybe I'll show and tell those on another session. But I think my favorite Marvel one, though, would have to be, currently it is Spider-Man No Way Home, because I love that so many wonderful, like, just all the different movies coming together and getting closure on certain things. And then also, I'm one of those people, I love when a hero doesn't necessarily win in the way you want him to. And I thought it was wonderful. And I love Tom Holland. He's so sweet. Like, I'm just like, I want to pinch his cheeks. But anyway, the face ones. But, Anyway, I'm done. Okay, Justin.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Help.
Dig me
Help
out of this
me.
hole I jumped into.
Well, let's see here. So, next thing I wanted to talk about, as actually, thank you, Kel Ocean, for pumping me up there. We got channel points I wanted to talk about. So, those of you who may be new to Twitch, maybe aren't as familiar with how it all works. You can, the longer you watch, the more points you get, and those points can be spent on some cool things. So for this series, we have 2 ways for you to spend your channel points, in addition to some of the basic stuff, or randomly turtle power, which is left over from a TMNT thing we did. I apparently didn't
Like
deactivate
a
that
long
one.
time ago.
Anyway, we have for 1,500 points, you can gift a plot point to someone, and I had a nifty little chat command for plot point, but chat commands are not working for me today, so we'll worry about it in the future. Anyway, 1,500 points for to gift a plot point to somebody, or 4,000 points to gift an asset to somebody. The command is exclamation PP if you want to try it, if somebody else wants to try it. Exclamation PP. No, nothing. We must just have some setting turned off somewhere. That's my bad. We'll fix it in later. Anyway, so yeah, that's channel points. Sorry, I've got a whole list of housekeeping to keep track of here just in our first episode. It won't usually go this long. But the next thing we got to talk about is our content warning. So, yes, this is a Marvel campaign. Marvel is fun. Marvel is exciting. But just so that we're all on the same page, Future Reign is a darker Marvel story. This is going to be a rated R campaign, essentially. Nothing insane. I mean, I'm not like going NC-17 here, but it will have strong language. I'm sure there will be lots of fucks. I'm just gonna get the first one out of the way. Fuck. Okay, great. Well, if you didn't like that, you might as well buckle up. I was gonna say go away, but I don't want you to go away. Just buckle up.
You are so tough.
If you can handle that, you're fine. So strong language, graphic violence, elements of horror, and I just said despair. Here's the thing, y'all. It's gonna be a sad one at times, and sometimes just generally fucked up. So prepare yourselves. Kelsea looked like she didn't know that yet, and that concerns me because I really tried to.
You can just try to make Johnny Storm sad.
Okay, well, yeah, everybody except for Johnny Storm. Excuse me. But yeah, there's a lot of villainy in this campaign, so villains do shitty things. Let's see. Okay, so all of that being said, don't worry, we utilize what we call the Ghost Light Stoplight, which is essentially color cards or X cards, which is a safety tool that we have in place. I'm holding up scissors, that's not safe, but we basically have 3 different colors, and we just utilize those to keep each other accountable and safe. We also have used lines and veils, which we have already done together as a cast, and I'm not going to go into that. But if you have any questions about any of that stuff, feel free to jump into our Discord and ask about it, and I'm happy to share all of our resources with you. Boy, oh boy. The last thing I have to talk about here is just Future Reign itself. So if you haven't been able to tell yet by this cool graphic over here, this is sort of a wasteland of a world. It will be explained more as you go through it, so everybody's sort of jumping in head first here. So you as an audience, don't feel like you missed anything. You didn't. We're just jumping right in. It's sort of like Childish Things. That's true. I just want to say that this world that we're in, some of you might be familiar with the Marvel Comics series Old Man Logan, and the many iterations that followed: Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Star-Lord, all kinds of crazy stuff, Avengers of the Wasteland. A lot of that inspired this campaign, but it is not a direct correlation, just so you're aware. I was also heavily inspired by a very good podcast that I encourage you to listen to, unless you're one of my players, called Marvel Wastelanders, and it's a Sirius XM podcast. Players, you are welcome to listen to it, but just know that you're only spoiling things for yourself if you do. So, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it. I didn't, I wanted to shout those 2 things out because I drew so much inspiration from there. I got a lot of ideas from there, and at times, just kind of, I don't want to say copy-pasted, but I did sort of take a lot of cool ideas from those places, so I just wanted to shout them out. But that being said, this thing is unique. There's a lot of original stuff here, and I'm excited to just get into it. So, anyway, yes, gotta fend off the nerds for the non-canon take that is this game. Okay, well, guys, are we ready to go?
Yes.
Oh god, I thought for a moment I muted all of you or something.
Our silent
I was like, oh no, they're not here.
We're off to a great start.
Well, in that case, let's... Players, each of you see flashes, blue light, shooting past you, except for Daredevil, excuse me. Yeah, the rest of you see these things. Daredevil, you just sort of feel the light around you, I suppose. You feel your body being pulled, stretched, kneaded, just kind of pulled to its limits, and then everything stops. Wind whistles around you. You are falling through the air quickly. You look out around you at this sort of sandy brown horizon before thwack! You hit the ground hard. Moments go by. Minutes, hours, who knows? You wake up. Everything is hazy around you. You inhale deeply and nearly choke on the dry desert air. That it's hot. It's thick and dry at the same time. Taking in your surroundings, you find that you are indeed in a desert, but hard to tell beyond that much more. Utah, perhaps, but there's really no landmarks, nothing to signify exactly where you are. Aside from the cliff croppings, the outcroppings, the lonely dirt road out in front of you, the only other things that you really see are each other. So, with that in mind, what do you all do in this moment?
I think Rogue's initial instinct is to try and use her communicator to contact the other X-Men. And so she's just gonna Rogue to Cyclops, what in tarnation happened?
Static comes back.
That ain't good.
There's a slight feed coming through the static, through the white noise. What you got? You think you could possibly find a connection there if you tried harder, if you wanted to.
Shoot.
But it's up to you.
Want me to take a look at it and see if I can help?
You don't strike me as the type who actually know what they're doing. I'm
okay. I'm remarkably tech savvy. It's not just these boyish good looks, okay?
I thought it was your sister who was the brains of the operation.
No. I mean, we both work the same amount of smart. I'm just like cooler.
Well, don't go breaking your arm, patting your own back. And she's gonna hand him the communicator.
Cool. I want to see if I can work on like finding the thing, and it's honestly something that Rogue could have very easily done herself, but I think she needed a man to step in and help her out with it.
Oh, really?
I think I'm still shaken by the sound I heard in the fall due to my like extra sensitive ears. So even like a bit of this static is driving me nuts. So could you please find a way to keep that down, please?
Sure, I'll just go over here. And I like zoom off. I like fly away, far away for a second, just belligerently.
Amazing. And you have the communicator with you?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Do you want to go ahead and make some sort of a roll here to see if you can get this thing working?
I would rather just have it work.
Yeah. I'd rather it just work out for me.
And
Classic Johnny.
So this is going to be our first roll here against the Doom Pool.
Can I call this Buddy because I'm helping Rogue?
Buddy. Sure, why not? I'll be nice. We're in the beginning of it here. Why not? Yeah.
He's a kind and benevolent GM.
Yes.
So this is just against the Doom Pool, which is currently only at 2d6, which is pretty
okay.
Pretty
well,
good.
I feel pretty good about it. I got a 15 with a D10 effect die.
15 is killer. Yes. So yeah. Johnny, that is a success. You sort of, you may not be the smartest one in your family, but you are absolutely capable of putting this back, of sort of finding a channel on a freaking communicator. So as you sort of tinker with it for a moment, you just kind of tune in to a broadcast that is currently operating, and you hear hang on. You just hear like a broadcast currently in play. Victory City is on shutdown. Repeat, Victory City is on shutdown. Gates are closed. No entry in or out. And then it gives like a certain code that means nothing to you. And then it repeats.
Got it to work. And I just like toss it back at Rogue and wander off, and I'm stretching and like looking around a little bit.
Just in quick clarification, we don't know what Victory City is, correct?
That's you do not. You are right.
In that case, Victory City, what the hell is that?
Hell if I know. Is Hulk still Hulky, or is he Banner? Because
I'm Banner. So I'm like
Boom.
shirtless in those like cargo hiking pants with the knees that have been zipped off, and they're kind of they look a little stretched and distorted, and I'm like swimming in them, but I'm just rubbing my head. Oh, that was really unpleasant. I kind of warned everybody what might happen. Did I do all this? And I'm finally like taking in everything around us. Like, where are we? We were in the Rockies, right?
Last I knew. Don't give yourself too much credit there, Doc. I think this might be someone else's doing.
You know, I think Bruce has woken up in so many strange places in his life. The haze, you know, I don't know if he's used to it or not, but you know, I think Hulk also has roamed the Southwest quite a lot, and so I think just even though it looks pretty different, you are 95% sure you are somewhere in the American Southwest. Although it does feel different. It is remarkably hotter.
There's something in the air, guys. We should probably cover our mouths and noses.
Yeah, I'm good. Hey, so you are what the Hulk looks like when he's a person?
I am
dead.
Yeah, you could say that.
Looking good, man. First of all, the fashion is there.
Well, that's not, really what I wear around. I'm like looking for shreds of a shirt, and I just hang my head. We gotta, I'm pretty sure we're in the Southwest. I lived out in this area for a while, actually. Not right here, but I think maybe if we get moving, we might be able to find out exactly where we are and rendezvous with whoever's left.
Could Rogue fly up and see if she can get an aerial view of the area, see if there's a town nearby?
Absolutely, yeah, it's a good call. You soar straight into the sky. As you do feel that heat that everybody else is talking about as well. I mean, you're used to southern heat, but this is another level. As you look around, there's really not a ton. You are in a large sort of desert land. There is this one road, cracked and broken, but once upon a time it was paved. It leads farther west, farther west. Out there, you do see sort of like large sort of not holes. I think of a better word here, but sort of craters in the ground. Looking, sort of scanning back out the other direction on the road towards the east, you find over some sort of hills what looks to be like probably like a city in the distance. It's hard to tell from this far away, but you would assume it's a city, although it does look like some sort of, it looks like maybe like it's walled up or something, like there's like large sort of a wall around it.
Which direction was that again?
East.
Sorry, east.
I have a question.
Yeah.
At what location is the sun in the sky? Like what time of day is it? That's what I've been
That's a
scoping
great
out
question.
myself.
Great question.
Am I okay? Looking around. What time is it?
Yeah, so Natasha, as you are sort of just trying to get your bearings here, you look up for the sun. It's not a cloudy day by any means, and yet there's this almost like haze in the ozone that just sort of doesn't block the sun, but it does sort of keep you from seeing it directly, which is sort of bizarre. However, you can still use context clues in a way to sort of tell that it is, it is closer to the west, so it is later in the day, and you would probably assume sometime in the late afternoon.
Okay.
So Rogue's gonna fly down and tell the others. So out west, there's these large-looking craters, and then to the east, there's some sort of maybe city or something. Maybe we should head that way and see what's going on.
Well, did you see any people?
I got super sad. I just got flying. Nope, just the city, big walls. I assumed that's. I think it's a town, maybe a fortress or something. I don't know.
Sorry, walls? Did you say walls?
Yeah, like a
Why would a
gate.
city have walls?
I don't know, but it is hotter than a summer revival out here, and I could really use a glass of water. Can we go somewhere, please, and make a plan?
Yeah,
We
I
better
think
get
that's a good
moving.
idea.
We only have a few hours of sunlight left, and then I start walking.
Folks, I'm starting to worry that we're not in Kansas anymore.
Oh lordy, someone had to say it.
So going this way, and I just start walking off.
East? Where are you going? Which direction are you going?
Toward the
Kelsea?
city?
That's where, yeah, I've had it east.
Oh,
yes.
okay.
Great.
All
Yes.
right.
I'll come along.
I'm immediately following Black Widow because I know she's to be trusted. I'm not going to follow anything Bruce Banner does. He got us here.
Oh,
I think on the opposite hand, Rogue's gonna go to Bruce because she knows that's a scientist, and she's gonna be like, "What the hell do you think happened? I mean,
I
one
don't-
minute we're up in the snowy mountains, next thing we're plumb here in the Devil's Crack."
well, it's a little foggy for me, but I think that we were confronting someone, right? I remember a circle, and there was like energy coming through it, like a portal. Do you think we got sucked in?
Yeah. Remember that Doom guy had something to do with it.
Yeah, Dr. Von. That's right. He slapped me,
Yeah.
and I guess that's what triggered the other guy.
Well, you sped things right along, Bruce.
Hold on.
Hey,
Just-
no hard feelings, man. I mean, that guy
it's
is.
no, it's
cantankerous
okay.
at
I've dealt
best.
with this for decades, and if you think that your cutting remark is going to make me suddenly question my identity and no longer be the Hulk, believe me, I've tried. And then he like visibly kind of stops himself, takes a deep breath, and then walks ahead.
I tighten my
man.
grip on my billy club.
I'm gonna take off my shirt, like real dramatic, and offer it to Bruce.
Yeah, I guess I'll need that more than you. Thanks.
Yeah.
It's kind.
This isn't really gonna hurt me like it's hurting you, bud.
I cannot wait till he destroys that shirt.
Is this like a Fantastic Four issue? Is it
No, I
resilient?
was actually at a gig before this. I was at a new motorsports ribbon cutting. So, gotta pay those bills.
Yeah, I've got it on. It's probably a little big.
Yeah. And it's got like it says like Honda on it or something. Like it's like not it's like
Yes.
a polo. Yeah.
That's great.
Love
So,
it. So, as you start to journey down the road east, why don't Rebecca, since you're the one who sort of discovered this place, can you go ahead and roll me a d4, please?
Sure. That would be a 3.
A 3. Thank you. Okay, one moment here. you are journeying down the road. After about, half an hour or so, a couple things you're noticing as you go. There's no cars. No cars drive by. There's no. There's definitely no people. Like street signs, highway signs. There's nothing. There's nothing out here. You don't know where you're at, but the lack of civilization is kind of jarring. You start to sort of get lost in maybe conversation. All of you are obviously on your guard still, though, and happen to notice when you sort of sense, more than hear or see or anything, you sort of sense something or some things sort of maybe following you. I think maybe Black Widow is the first to notice, followed quickly by Daredevil. The two of you have extremely strong senses in this, and as you sort of kind of peek around and maybe even clock each other, you see coming from around the side of a sort of like a small boulder of some kind, maybe not that fast, but quickly, striding along towards you, you see 5 raptors, dinosaurs.
Not Kansas.
You see 5 velociraptors just like stalking you, coming around the corner. As you clock them, you notice they are not regular dinosaurs either. They seem to have metal, sort of, you can't tell if it's facing armor. It's kind of hard to tell. There's some like blinking lights on certain places. These are like some sort of robo-raptors. It's hard to exactly place what you're looking at, but you don't have time to really think about it because they are coming and they look hungry. So let's go ahead and jump in to our first little action scene here. Exciting stuff. So let me just get some music going.
Raptors.
Let's try this one.
I'd like to think that Johnny, first, while you're doing that, Johnny steps up to the front of the pack and is like, "Everybody file in!" And is like ready to fight and expecting everyone to be in a cool boat behind me.
And I would love to just stroll past you and charge up my electric blast, like not even a word.
Yeah, if you're holding us back like with your arms, I'm gonna duck under one and just step ahead.
Guys, okay, I'll do the range stuff. You guys do the close-up stuff. That makes sense. Cool. Gotta communicate, guys. Call it when you got it, okay? Go.
I think Bruce looks like much more concerned than he did before we, in the last little while. And I'll look over at Black Widow and say, I may need a little assist here when we're done. And you may need your shirt back. And I'll take off the shirt from Johnny, throw it on the ground, and then just like start hammering my hand on my forearm and then pounding my chest. And you see the shoulders roll up, the head grows, the legs bulk out, filling those shorts.
Nice.
And I start bounding.
Fantastic. All right, I think
Guys,
we'll go ahead.
You guys are all out of order. Oh.
I think we'll just start right there. Graham, why don't you kick us off?
Oh, baby. Okay, I'm gonna grab my godlike strength. I'm gonna grab, what else we got here?
Whoops. I forgot, I don't have yours set up here yet.
Yeah, no problem. Combat, I'll do combat specialty at 2d8. And then I'm acting as the man or monster, so that's the distinction I'll use. Grab a D8 for that.
Monster.
And then we are a team, so I'll grab a D6 for our team affiliation. Pull it out. For those who don't know, we create a dice pool based on all of these powers and assets and stuff, and you choose 2. So I'm gonna pick 2 5s that I rolled and make my total 10. I'm not sure, I don't feel great about that. So actually I'm gonna spend, I have a plot point, right?
Yes, each of you start with 1 plot point. That's true.
I'm gonna spend my plot point and add another 3 that I rolled. So I'm adding an additional die for a total of 13. And then my effect die is gonna be a D12 from my godlike strength, as I'm just like driving straight into the first raptor, and hopefully I'll like grab it by the tail and just fling it against a cliff.
Okay, I love that.
He can stay.
Yeah.
All right, so what's your total?
13.
13. I have a total of 12, so you succeed on that.
So do D12 physical stress.
Wow, D12. Hulk ain't messing around.
Is this a mob?
It is not a mob. It acts as a single enemy, so just a D12. That's sick.
How many more are there?
There's 4 total, but I'm sort of the way that I'm sort of treating it is like a threshold, and once you have stressed out through that threshold, it sort of shifts the scene. That's all. So
okay, cool.
Yes,
Yeah.
you. That's a great hit though. Cool. Who you gonna pass it to?
Yeah, I'll pass it to Rogue.
Sweet.
Okay. So Rogue hears Johnny complaining, and she's just gonna say, "Early bird gets the worm shug," and she's gonna take off and she's gonna go for another raptor to try and launch it. So
Okay.
let me put that together real quick. Would this be considered team?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
You're working as a team for arguably the first time.
In a sense.
Very generous. Calling it.
It's very generous to say. All right, that is an 18 for a D8. Oh, and I have 1 though.
You do have a 1. Okay.
I do have a 1.
So a 1 is called a hitch in this game, and I will give you a plot point to buy it from you.
Oh,
And
goody.
add a 3rd D6 to the Doom pool. Okay. Let's see. So I got a 10 with a D8. What was your total again?
Mine was an 18 with a D8.
Woo! Yeah, I ain't beating that. I think, even if I added a die from the Doom pool, it still wouldn't be enough. Yeah. Graham, is there another way I could add? Not really.
To the Doom pool?
From the Doom
Or
pool
to
to
your-
my roll. I can only add 1 die at a time, or can I add 2?
Right.
Yeah, I wouldn't do. Okay,
I mean,
that's
you
great.
can spend out of the Doom pool to add from the roll if you wanted to. But
Oh, that's true.
if your Doom pool is
Yeah,
small.
I didn't
probably
roll
not gonna
well,
do it.
so it wouldn't have made a difference, to be honest. Because you beat me by like, what, 6, 8 points? What was it?
Mhm.
You had 18?
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. Okay. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to be able to beat that. So, what do you do here with your effect die?
I think what she does is she just zooms, and like a raptor just barely misses like chomping into her, and she grabs it by the tail and just using her swing and motion, she just launches it up into the air.
I assume that's physical stress to stress it out. Is that what you're
Yes.
going to do? Great.
Yes.
You swing that thing. You guys have Hulk sort of swung the one raptor into the others and kind of crushed
Flying
them against the
lizards.
canyon. You flung one. It's pretty clear these things are no match for you, but as you flung that up into the sky, you all sort of look up and see in the clouds up there's sort of like a shadow, maybe like a vulture or something, sort of like circling.
Oh.
Oh no.
But as you look, it's getting bigger and bigger
Eek.
And as it descends, you can see the rather imposing figure of a large pterodactyl that sort of has man-like features. And some of you might recognize this as the
Wait.
classic Marvel villain Sauron. Not to be confused with the Lord of the Rings character.
That's Sauron.
But
Sauron.
as this Sauron descends, you see that he too has some sort of cybernetic enhancements. His look a little more intimidating than the Raptors. You see half of his face is sort of covered or maybe even made of some sort of gleaming metal. And as it descends, I'm going to go ahead and... well, I won't do that. But he starts descending, basically. And as that happens, Rebecca, I'm going to let you go ahead and pass it to somebody else.
All right.
As I enter who I'm calling Cyborg Sauron into the field here
Make it so.
of play. Now, I will say the Robo-Raptors are stressed out, so they are out of play at the moment.
Okay, I'm gonna pass it to Daredevil.
Right on. Okay, so I think I'm kind of hungry for violence right now, and I want to activate the swing line in my baton and run right at this cybernetic Sauron.
Fantastic. So he's sort of descending through the air.
Okay, so he hasn't landed?
He hasn't landed yet, but you could maybe
Wait, I've got a
off.
plan.
Okay, go ahead.
Yep. Yeah, no, for sure. Got a plan. Like, throwing, one end of the swing line and I'll narrate from there, see if it works.
So you're throwing a swing line to
kind of catch him out of the air.
Catch him. Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you using your grapple SFX or no?
No.
Okay, great. Go ahead and build me a die pool, baby.
Okay, so that sounds like a man without fear. Team, yeah, team.
Team.
Cool.
Team.
Yeah, team. We like
If you can
teams.
handle it.
What kind of?
I can handle it. All right, here we go. Baby's first roll again. All right, so I've got a 14 with a D10 effect.
Amazing. I was jamming to the music and totally forgot to do my dice pool, so just give me 1 second. I was just loving the
You're just in the
music.
moment, man. Be in the moment.
Thanks, Kevin McLeod.
Yes, thank you, Kevin McLeod, for the amazing music you have given us today. Oh, shit. Okay, that's fine. All right. Let's see. All right, so this is your action. So what'd you get again?
14 with the D10 effect.
Okay, I got a 12 with the D8. I'm going to spend one of my D6s from the Doom pool here.
Shit.
To add another die to my total, which will allow me to get up to an 18 with the D8 effect.
Great.
So that will, I believe, beat you.
Yeah.
Great. For me. So you swing up. Sorry. So you kind of latch on to sort of the neck around it. And as you sort of volley yourself up there, Sauron does this kind of deft maneuver, and then you feel like sort of just some sort of electric pulse kind of shoot down your line, and just kind of zap your hand off of your baton there. Not baton, Jesus, what's it called?
It's a billy club.
Billy club. Oh my God.
It's a billy club.
Right.
So that is a good attempt, but who are you gonna pass it to next?
I'm going to pass it to Johnny.
Nice try, dude. I got you though. And I'm going to go after the scary one, the Sauron one.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna fly up and sort of meet it where it is my goal, and try to focus on its tech when I'm hitting it. So like my goal is to find a weakness that way, but there's a lot of fire. So, but I'm pointing it in that direction. So I'm at a 14 with the D10 effect die.
Let's see. I also have a 14 with a D10 effect die.
Okay.
So it is not enough. You have
Can
to
I
get
use a plot point to do something
higher.
something?
It's a good question. It's a good question. Graham, if you're the person acting, can you use a plot point to add to your roll?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he said. Great.
Well, I'm gonna do that.
Great. So spend a plot point. Maybe do you have another die to add to push that over past the 14?
Yeah, I think that what I'm gonna do with it actually is I see that it's like almost getting in, almost like a keyhole, but it's just sort of missing. And I just like I just put the polo shirt back on, and I'm like feeling restricted, so I just rip it off, and that's what makes me have the extra impetus to just go in the dude's head and blast him further.
Sick.
The power of my bare body.
Cool. So that's a D10 effect. Are you trying for stress, or did you want to do a complication?
I think I want to do a complication.
Oh, sick. Okay. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's get complicated.
Because we need to be learning stuff at this point.
All
Like,
right.
There's...
So, what complication would you like to call this? You sort of are blasting him in the head with your flames and whatnot. You can call this pretty much anything you want here. Maybe he's dazed. Maybe you melted some of his cybernetics.
Does it seem like it's like in his consciousness at all, or is it just like adding to his vision, etc.? You know.
As you've gotten closer and sort of blast this thing, looking at how it's reacting, it looks like it's not like armor or anything. It is truly ingrained into his like being. This is a part of him. These metal attachments.
Okay, then I think that I want to make the complication just that he is no longer able to focus on his goal and is confused.
Sure.
So that maybe he's like more easily swayable or questionable.
You fry some of his like cybernetics and whatnot, and you see that he sort of looks a little drunk, basically. What should we call that complication?
Let's call it punch drunk.
Punch drunk. I love it.
Nice.
Yes.
D10 complication. Punch drunk.
And can I be holding him by the scruff of his neck?
Yeah.
And I want to take him.
That's fine.
I want to. Yeah, I'm gonna hold him by the scruff of his neck and bring him down to Hulk and say, "Bring back the other guy! Bring back the other guy!"
Fantastic.
And then say like, Natasha, can you help me with this freaking guy? So over to you,
Love
Black
it.
Widow.
Excellent. Okay, so you have him by the scruff of his neck, correct?
The pterodactyl, yeah.
Pterodactyl. Okay. So I'm gonna roll my eyes first. Like, I don't want to show you that I'm kind of impressed by what you did. I don't want you to know that. So here I come. I'm going to run straight at him, do a back handspring, flip backwards over, and blast him with my electric blast. If this works, let me roll real quick. All right, my total is 16, and my effect is a D10.
All right.
Wow.
I rolled a 1.
Ooh.
If anybody would like to spend a plot point to claim an opportunity.
Hello.
All right. What would you like to use that opportunity for?
Well, I don't want to step on Elise's moment.
Oh, go ahead, step on it.
Yeah.
Step on it, baby.
It's all right. I mean, just let me know what you're using it for, essentially, and then we can continue with the moment, basically.
I would like to use it to well, he's already been apprehended.
So
I guess if I to maybe like rip some of the cybernetics off. Like, does he have any like guns on him or something?
Not any guns. No. Definitely there is stuff you can rip off for sure. So just so we're clear here, mechanically, you can use an opportunity here to step up a die that's in play, or you can remove a die from the Doom pool.
Oh, can I do
if you'd
that?
like to do that? Yeah.
I would like to
Sure.
do that, please.
Absolutely. So I'll just do that real quick, and then we'll go back to Elise here. And so yeah, that's sort of as represented by Rogue. You sort of just sally right up as Johnny has this guy kind of by the neck a little bit. His fried cybernetics and whatnot just are sort of like dazed as you kind of sally up and just sally up is like my favorite term right now apparently.
Clearly,
I think you
I
just
ain't complaining.
rip out like one of his sort of tube socket looking things. Just kind of like a spark of electricity as it comes out. Fantastic. So let's see, I got a 13 with a D10. What did you get, Elise?
I had a 16 with a D10 effect.
Wow, you guys are rolling great. Okay, well, you succeed. What would you like to do?
So I do that back handspring over him, hit him in the back. Yeah.
Are you upping the stress?
Yes.
Or okay, no worries. So that will put him, or rather, sorry, that was the complication. So you're just wanting to add stress then?
Yes.
Great. Physical, or
Yes.
some sort of mental, maybe if he's already
Physical, I think.
Okay, great.
Because of the complication, yeah.
Great. And that was a D10.
10.
Hell yeah, you guys. You're killing it. I love it.
Did you see, or did you perceive, Matt, that you have a plot point
Perceive.
from the chat?
Oh, I missed
Yeah,
that.
Jack gave you a plot point. Matt Murdock.
Hey,
Oh,
thanks, Elisa.
Nice.
For fighting the evil eye himself. Fantastic. Okay, let's see. Well, Elise, there's only one person for you to pass it to. The only person who hasn't gone yet this turn, and that is Cyborg Sauron. So,
Oh no.
it is his turn. And he is, he's been shaken up by all of this, but, as you, blast him in the back right there, Natasha, it sort of almost like gives him just a jolt of energy as he wakes up, and he is going to sort of reach just around to the side of him and try to grab Johnny by the throat
hell.
and immediately just kind of pull up. So. Okay. All right, so yeah, Kelsey, go ahead and roll a sort of defensive roll here.
I will do that. Do I just build a regular roll?
Yep, basically. Just it's considered a reaction, but it's built the same way essentially. Whatever it is Johnny's trying to do to get away from
Yeah.
him. Okay, so I got a 14 with a D10 effect.
I got a 13, so.
Okay. So, he sort of grabs you and just like pulls you high into the sky. I mean, you're used to flying, it's not a problem, but you're not really used to getting pulled like this. And it's sort of a strain on your neck. Let me read this real quick. So as okay,
I can't like use that
so
complication or anything, can I? Is that something I can take advantage of?
so I'm sorry, you should have added that to your roll. Thank you. Go ahead
Ooh,
and
I didn't.
add a D10.
Let me add that in.
And he also has a D10 of stress on him. And you can add both, right, Graham? Stress and complication? Yeah. Okay. You're muted right now, buddy. But
he's nodding his head.
I nod the head. You nod the head.
If you spend a plot point, then you can add
both.
2 effects.
Okay. Gotcha.
But only one for free.
One for free.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
1d10.
then I got an 18 instead.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that changes things. So because he's dazed, as he's pulling you up, he doesn't quite get the strength behind his pull that he wants.
Well, I was gonna say maybe he starts pulling me up by my neck, and I'm like struggling, and then I go and then I just grab his neck and take over and sort of dominate, because of his daziness.
Awesome.
Daziness, like flowers. And so yeah, that's my goal, is to just turn the attack back around. But one thing that I'm doing is just flame awning really hard, so that way I can just sort of fry the guy is the goal.
Okay. Love it. So you avoid that attack. Now, top of the next round here, it is my turn, and honestly,
I did get a plot point for that, just as one of my things.
Love it. That's one of your milestones?
No, it's a little thing called Fiery Body. On a successful reaction against a physical attack action, then I inflict physical stress with the effect die at no cost. Oh, that's what I do.
Oh.
So yeah, I inflict D10 of physical stress.
Oh, shnikes. Okay, well that's big. Yeah, thank you for clarifying. So that actually bumps that up to a D12 physical stress, which means one more step up and he's out. Very, very handy little trick there. Now, it is my turn, and since Sauron is on the edge here, it definitely won't make it another round, likely. I'm just going to pass it to myself and start and give him another turn here. Seeing or feeling that you are more of a threat than he realized, he is going to sort of push away from you, Johnny, and instead swing down and go for do a toss-up here. Okay, going for Black Widow.
I figured.
It was you or Daredevil, I was trying to decide.
Man, I'm still like zapped on the ground.
Just a little sizzle coming up.
All right, so yeah, Elise, go ahead and roll a reactionary roll
All right.
here. You see the fried sort of cybernetic side of his face start sort of heating up, almost like sizzling a little bit, and you see like sort of like pinkish light sort of blaring through. Looks like an attack is about to come out of his face at you.
Okay. I rolled a 12 with a D10 effect, and I also rolled a 1.
Okay. Cool. So I'll buy your 1 for a plot point.
Okay.
And add another die to the doom pool. And then I got a 14 with a D10. You said you got a...
I got a 12 with the D10 effect, yes.
Do you want to spend a plot point to add anything here? Wait, you can't.
I don't.
I
don't...
keep getting it backwards on who can spend a plot point when it's on a reaction. Can you? You can.
You can, on a reaction, spend your plot point to get an effect die in return. Normally, it's only when you're the one acting.
But not even if you fail.
Oh yeah, I mean you just have to succeed. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Just double checking. Okay. So yeah, Elise, you do fail this one.
Yeah.
So he swoops down, and as he does, shoots out this like beam of sort of energy at you. As it does, your body just sort of goes limp. This is going to be a D10 complication against you.
Okay.
Called it's just going to be called paralysis.
Ooh.
and you are sort of you sort of feel your body fall limp, and then just you can't really move your limbs very well. To be clear, you can still move your it's not going to completely impede you from taking your turn and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it is very, it's a very hard struggle.
Limiting. Yeah.
Very limiting. Fantastic.
You did get a plot point from the chat as well, Black Widow.
I'm
For all
Elisa.
shenanigans.
Elisa Lynn.
For all these shenanigans. He sort of swoops back up into the air. So, just that swooping of the wings. And he says, hang on one second. And he says, in this sort of metallic-y voice coming from this sort of pterodactyl man, he says, kneel, hang on, let me get my metallic-y voice. Kneel before the might of Ultron! And he is going to pass it now to Daredevil.
Right on. Okay, and what's his stress at?
Stress is at a D12, so just needs one more. His physical stress is at a D12, and he also has a D10 complication of being super confused.
In that case, I'm going to try to land one final blow with my, not baton, my billy club. I just want to do like one big swipe across his face.
Amazing.
The exposed part of his face.
Yeah. Go ahead and make the roll.
Yes, sir.
And remember, you can add the D12 and the D10 from the complication to your dice pool.
Oh, yes. Thank you
You
so much.
You have to spend a plot point?
Nope.
Oh, okay. So
God.
I think we mistold Kelsey before. So since it's a stress and a complication, you can add both without spending a plot point.
Without spending anything, so just on top of my regular roll?
Okay, cool.
Crazy.
Sorry,
Just clarifying.
I was doing like side stuff and must have misheard.
You're good.
Only because it's Kelsey do I make rules mistakes. Sorry.
Fair, and I deserve it.
Oh.
No.
Oh, this is going to be
Now
intense.
she just
He's
pays it
going out.
back.
All right, buddy. What'd you get?
All right, my friends. I've got a 15 with a D10 complication.
Well,
Effect.
That not only beats my total, but it beats it by 5 or more. Not that it needed to, but you succeed hardcore. You describe for me how this goes down.
Okay, I think I get up from the ground. I haven't seen maybe the last couple of bits of violence against this guy, but like the electric shock through my body has really pissed me off, and so I'm just fuming. I march right up to him, take a big swing, and bam, right across the face, right in the jaw.
You smack. You just kind of. You hear that clang of your billy club on metal as you feel like that interior even of his like flesh is somewhat metal. Dust clouds around. You all stand there sort of in the just the awe of this moment of this sort of static shocks and whatnot coming off of the cybernetics on his body. He is completely knocked out. The raptors have disappeared at this point. They're gone. And as you stand in sort of just like the awe of this moment, you all sort of feel the the sort of stomping of footprints behind you, and you all sort of turn around at the same time and look up at the large imposing figure of a Tyrannosaurus Rex looking down at you. It's hard to tell because it's so bright in the sky, and this thing is sort of looking like up. It's sort of from up above. So you're just getting this silhouette almost. It's the T-Rex, unlike the others, does not have any cybernetic parts on it. However, you see that it has like a lot of wounds, a lot of sort of scars and whatnot. It looks like a sort of an older creature. And it sort of looks down at you with this like big toothy grin. And you all look up as you see sort of something move from behind it, or rather maybe on top of it. And you see there's a person riding the back of this T-Rex. And as that happens, the T-Rex sort of shifts, and you see a woman in her where did I write that? Late 30s. She has sort of sort of scrapper looking gear all over her, sort of like gadgets and gizmos kind of tucked in at places, belts and buckles, a big afro sort of like just poking out of like a bandana tied around her forehead. She looks down at you and she says, she kind of gives one of those impressive whistles. And then she says, not bad. Who the hell are you?
Hulk, strongest one there is! And then I roar.
Oh, right.
You roar, and you see this T-Rex sort of turns towards you and roars right back, and it's sort of this like cool scene. I'm
gonna fly up to the T-Rex and be like, try to be cute and pose, but then it's like I'm by its mouth, so I'm like like when you visit a house and there's a dog and you don't know it and you're just like, okay, and I'm trying to be fun, but yeah. Who are you?
She looks very confused at seeing Hulk here. She like looks to each of you. She says, why is a Hulk this far north? She kind of looks over to you, Johnny, and she says, my name is Lunella Lafayette, and if you're here, how have you I have a lot of questions. And she like pulls out like a notepad and starts like scribbling a couple, like jotting some thoughts down essentially. Now, any of you can decide if this is true. You all may know, and you can decide for yourselves. You may know Lunella Lafayette from your life prior. She is someone who lives in New York City. She's one of the smartest people, if not the smartest person on Earth, and that includes Reed Richards. And she is like 9 years old. So this is incredibly confusing for you.
Oh, I know who this is. Okay.
You all, those of you who may know this, raise your hand real quick if you think you know, if your character would know who Lunella Lafayette is.
I feel like I would be aware of every possible threat or asset to myself that exists in the United States.
That totally makes sense, Elise. So yeah, I think Natasha, you hear this and it totally comprehends. You know Lunella Lafayette, alias is Moon Girl, and you know that she rolls around with a full-sized red T-Rex called Devil Dinosaur, and the only thing that's not computing for you is why this late 30s-year-old woman is claiming to be a child.
Yeah. I'll say. What did you say your name was?
She looks down to you. And she actually looks at you too in a sort of like a Lunella. They call me Eclipse.
And how old are you?
She crosses her
Whoa,
arms.
that's really rude. I don't know about all this. Do you have somewhere more comfortable we could go have this discussion? I just feel like we've come on pretty strong and we need some answers. If there was maybe, do you have like a place we could go and we could chat this out a little bit?
You think I'm just gonna take you back to my place? You
I mean,
think
we
I'm
could
just...
go to not your place? What the hell?
I don't know who the hell you are. I can't trust you.
Johnny Storm.
Well, who's to say we can trust you? After all, we just fought a bunch of Jurassic robots here in the desert. What the Sam hell is he doing out of the Savage Lands? And you come riding up here on a big old T-Rex and you say you can't trust us?
She looks extremely confused. She's just like staring at you, Johnny, and she says, Did you say you're Johnny Storm?
Yeah, you heard of me?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, wait, like the Johnny, like Fantastic Four, Johnny Storm?
Yep, guilty.
And then she starts looking around to each of you. Natasha Romanoff? You're Daredevil.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean you're the Hulk? Bro, what the hell is happening?
We're a little lost. We could use some help.
How did you get here?
We don't know.
Where the hell is here?
Welcome to hell. And with that, we're gonna take a quick break. Fantastic, y'all. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes or so. Take a quick bio break. Until then, nope, nothing. That's it. Don't do anything. We'll be right back. And we're back. Hello everyone, welcome back to Future Rain, a Marvel heroic role-playing game. I am your captain, and it's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Oh God.
Yeah, it sounded creepy.
Okay.
I don't know. Hey everybody, welcome back.
Johnny perked up.
We're gonna jump ahead, as comic books do, and we're gonna fill in some gaps here along the way. So, what we're gonna pick up with here is we find you emerging from beneath a sewer drain, as we see like the little round top come slide across, and very Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles-esque. You just kind of like start to kind of come up out of the underground, and you find yourself in a bustling desert. It truly doesn't feel very different than it did outside the wall. However, now that you are inside of this large city wall, you immediately get bumped into. We'll just say it's Rogue. You get kind of bumped into. There's a cart that is being pulled, and as you turn around to sort of like kind of look at it, you see like a large sort of bluish green skinned figure, kind of burly, just kind of pulling this cart, and she kind of turns and just kind of out of the way, kind of pulling the cart past you. There is you realize you're on a busy street. I mean, you sort of are coming out of an alleyway into sort of a busy street here. People of all shapes and colors and sizes go about their day. They're working. They are just kind of doing their own thing. It feels very it feels like it almost feels familiar, like a New York sort of bustling city street, except for the fact that it is still blistering hot. It is desert-like, and all of these people, I mean, they're wearing rags, I mean, it feels very sort of Mad Max post-apocalyptic in a way. You wonder, though, as you look down this street, just how many people must live in this city, because it is just packed with people. And we're gonna kind of take it back here. As you neared the city, this city that you're in currently, that Lunella referred to as Fisk Lake City,
Oh no.
You realize just how sprawling this wall is. I mean, the construction on this must have it was a lot of manpower for sure. You still don't fully understand, but Lunella tried her best to explain it to you, and she doesn't know how you got here. She doesn't know why you're here, but she knows that you are not from here. You are from, according to her, approximately 30 years ago. She specifically didn't tell you a lot. It seemed like you asked questions, and she sort of hesitated with the answers, and decided eventually that maybe it was best just to do as Johnny said, bring you in, and not give you the full answers just quite yet, essentially. Yeah, Fisk Lake City. Yeah, I know. Fisk.
He tried so hard to enunciate it so that you wouldn't do that.
I wasn't even making it like fisting fist. I was trying to keep it Marvel.
Okay, Johnny.
All right, Johnny.
Okay, Jamie.
But so what you all have, basically the knowledge you have is essentially that wherever you are, it's not your home. I think all of you have been heroes in this crazy kooky world long enough to understand the concept of alternate realities, of futures and pasts and the days of them. And so I think there's, even if you don't have all the answers right now, I think each of you, it's pretty easy to grasp the concept that you have somehow stumbled into an alternate reality. And knowing what you know about where you came from, it's, it was a little fuzzy. It was a little hazy at first, but it's starting to come back to you a little more. You remember being in the Rocky Mountains. You remember all of the heroes getting called to confront some threat that was being that was happening there that demanded your attention. The X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, heroes everywhere sort of converged on this point and realized that Dr. Victor Von Doom was tampering in something perhaps he shouldn't have. And now you're here. And that's all you really know.
Honestly, guys, this is very normal. Like, sometimes you make a science, Victor Von Doom is associated with it, you get shot somewhere, and your life changes forever. Very normal stuff.
You're kind of telling them all this as Lunella calls out, hey, over here, come on. And you follow her down sort of a series of back alleys in this city to a very nondescript door. You hear a specific knock. And the door opens. And you find yourself being ushered into a dark room. Now, for all of you, except for Daredevil, you have been outside in this bright, hot desert sun that you can't even see because of the haze for so long that as you enter this dark room for the first time, you have to really adjust your eyes. Daredevil, you instantly pick up, though, that inside of this room, which is sort of, it has sort of like an apartment complex, or not complex, but rather an apartment layout.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of a large room, which you would assume is sort of like kitchen based on the smells, and
Right.
Sort of like some sort of a living area, and then in the back there's a single sort of like bedroom, probably with a bathroom attached. But you clock that there are two people in this room.
Sure.
In addition to Lunella, who's walking in right now.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's sort of dark, I flame on immediately.
You okay? Like your
Burn
whole
the
body,
place.
or just like your hand, or
Yeah, we'll pretend I'm casting light on my hand. How about that? But like,
You just lumosed this scene.
yeah.
fantastic. You just kind of your hand catches fire, and as it does, all of your eyes immediately adjust, and you see standing in front of you, who answered the door here, is another young woman. This one looks probably about 10 years younger than the other one, probably in her mid to late 20s. She is not stocky. I'm trying to think of a better word here. She is very
Built.
built. She is incredibly ripped.
Nice.
And not like in a lean way. I mean, like in a like she's got shoulders.
Yeah.
She's
Love
got triceps. I mean, like it's
Her thighs are like
Yes,
Yeah. Love it.
she's got the thunk thighs, and
Nice place. Who's your friend?
she's got sort of like what I would consider like cornrows, sort of from the front to the back, and very tight, and Hollis.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think Matt sees the world differently, obviously. I think that instantly you get a vibe from this person, the sense, the way that they stand, the way that they sort of hold themselves and carry themselves. It's that gentle giant-esque nature, and it reminds you of one person, and that is Luke Cage. And the rest of you sort of hear this person sort of speak up and say, whoa, okay, fire, okay, hi, welcome, come in, please don't set this place aflame, okay? It took a really long time
completely
for
under
us.
control. Hey, how are you? And I switch hands with the fire and then reach out to shake. Johnny, what's your name?
Danielle, hi, Johnny.
I reach out my hand and shake her hand as well, and I even feel the similarity
You do.
in the touch.
You feel the similarity in the touch. You hear the slight sort of almost like the same mannerisms of your friends, of Jessica and of Luke, and you sort of, I don't know. I don't know how you want to play that, but it sort of it just kind of hits you, Her grip is firm. She's clearly used to not breaking people's hands as she shakes them, but she does sort of shake your hand and say, "Hi, sorry, Lunella, who are these people? Why? You know he doesn't like it when we just bring people back here." She says,
Sorry, go ahead.
No, Lunella just responds quickly, saying, he's gonna want to see these people. And she ushers you all in and closes the door behind you, locking it. Go ahead. What did you want to do, Hollis?
I just think I turn to everyone and just confidently say she's safe, because that's really the only truth I know right now. She's safe.
Awesome. She says, so Danny, sort of talking to you. Okay, so Johnny, sorry, what was your name again? What are you wearing? Sorry, do you guys, wait, where'd you get that?
Yeah, sorry, I usually wear a shirt, but shit happens. So
It's worth noting, actually, Graham, I forgot to ask you this. Are you still Hulk, or?
Yeah, no, I think at some point in our travel over here.
Okay, great. I sort of
hopefully with
assumed, but
Black
I
Widow's
didn't
help,
ask you.
So no, all good.
Fantastic.
I'm okay with us deciding like when it becomes relevant. That's cool.
That's great. Okay. Danny seems fixated on you, Hollis, on Matt. Specifically just on what you're wearing. She's a little confused by that. So she asked you, like, where did you get that?
Where did I get what? What am I wearing?
Oh, I just assumed you were wearing your Daredevil costume.
Like the red leathers?
Red leathers. I love it.
Hello, others.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong. I guess we
Leather?
never really decided here, but is anybody not wearing their, like, sort of superhero costume? Okay, great. I
didn't really
besides
think
Torn
Hulk.
Yeah.
clothes are your costume.
I'm wearing khakis.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, you're not in, like, a Fantastic Four costume. That makes sense. And Hulk is just wearing the street clothes that are basically rags at this point. Cool,
Now I'm feeling overdressed.
but Matt and Rogue and Natasha are all in sort of their iconic attire. Okay.
In that case, I turn to her and I say, "What? You've seen something like this before?"
No, just sort of. Never mind. I'll go get him. She says to Lunella, and she kind of goes into a back room.
I hear her heartbeat elevating.
Yes, absolutely, you do. Does anybody do anything for the moment that she's out of the room? Lunella seems to go over to the kitchen and quickly scarf just some food down. Like not a lot, just sort of like a little bit of rations, and she just kind of like digs in as if she hasn't eaten for days, maybe.
I hope you don't mind me asking, do you have any water around here?
Yeah. She kind of reaches down, and from underneath like a cabinet, just pulls out like a little bucket of just still water, and kind of puts it up onto the table for you, and then she hands you like a ladle.
All right. Rogue's not afraid of water from a bucket.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple bugs in it, and maybe a little bit of like dust along the top
Swim in the river.
layer,
I've swallowed worse.
it's not, it's drinkable. As you all sort of just take in what you're seeing here, this sort of dingy apartment, you see there's a sleeping bag on the ground, and then another one that's sort of rolled up in the corner, and then also the couch. It looks like it's been sort of slept in. So you assume there's actually more people who probably live here than just these two, and then whoever they're getting in the back. I already described sort of like the state of the food situation here. But as you look at sort of like what once was probably like a dining room table, it's covered in just like papers of all different sorts and types. As anybody who may wish to kind of glances down at them, you see sort of like some, for lack of a better term, like blueprints of some sort of a facility. And beneath that looks like maybe some sort of like an old like atlas. But before you can get a good look at that, you hear coming out of the room Danny once more. You hear the sort of ragged voice of an older man.
Oh my god.
Gotta be in his like 60s maybe. And just say, my god, is that you, Rogue? Rogue, you look up and see a very fuzzy blue elf with a lot of gray coming into the blue. You recognize Nightcrawler, Kurt Wagner, your friend.
My half brother.
Your
Adopted brother.
Yes, I mean truly. He looks to you, and you see how is this possible?
Oh no.
And I think she's just gonna fly right up to him and just hug him as carefully tight as she can and get a good look at him. And she's just gonna say, well, you're a sight for sore eyes, Kurt. What's happened? What happened to you? You're all old.
Where have you been? How are you here?
I was just up in the mountains with everyone else, and we were fighting doom, and then next thing I know, we're all just plopped in the middle of the desert. And apparently it's like, what, 30 years in the future now? Time displacement. It's a funny thing.
Bruce just like slowly sits on whatever cash there is and puts his head in his hands.
Oh, no! Brucey.
He doesn't let you go. You hug him. He holds you. He says, I don't understand, but please, all of you, sort of gathers himself, and
does he seem like hurt or fragile?
Definitely, yeah. You kind of gather. So, I mean, he's only in his early 60s. You know, he shouldn't really be this banged up, but you can tell, like, he's very much limping, and also nursing, like, his whole, like, sort of left side of his torso, just very fragile. You know, Rogue, as you sort of lifted him up, you saw he kind of winced just a little bit. You know, bandages seem to be peeking through underneath some of the clothes he's wearing. And, you know, just, I mean, he's sort of got a beard, you know, like a little bit of a grizzled kind of gray-ish beard on his skin here. He looks weary. His eyes tell you everything you need to know. He has been through a horrible ordeal. He sort of kind of takes you all in one by one, just sort of recognizing you. You know, outside of Rogue, I don't know who, if any of you, maybe have had interaction with Nightcrawler before. But he says,
yeah, I think I would have, for sure.
Yeah. Johnny Storm. I never...
Yeah, you doing okay, man?
And, Dr. Banner, you are here. That is, surprising. Natasha Romanoff. Forgive me, I feel I know each of you perhaps a little better than I should.
Wait, oh my god! Are there Us's here?
He waits a long moment, and he says, no, not anymore.
What happened to you, Kurt? Who did this to you? Where are the others?
There is a lot to discuss, and I will get to all of it in time. For now, just know that we lost. We tried, all of us, and failed.
Whoa, failed at what?
The villains, he sort of is stumbling over his words. You almost like in a way that seems a little like more maybe medically difficult for him than just trying to find the right words. You see Danny sort of goes over to him and sort of like just kind of holds him and like sort of sits him down, and Lunella sort of peeks in and says like, villains, about 30 years ago when I was a kid, you know, teamed up. They got smart. They stopped playing ball and really got serious about it, and people died. A lot of people, and not just heroes. A lot of people died.
Did we die?
Yeah.
Whoa! What?
Yeah. I mean, most of you. Okay.
Like they found the remains? I mean, we should be clear about this.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, I would just go into hiding. Like, that sounds more logical.
Or maybe we disappeared and showed up now.
Exactly.
So,
Okay.
Natasha, you know me, right?
Yes.
How old was I where you're from?
9.
9. Okay. So 5 years from now, from your time, I suppose, is when it happens. You know, it's been about 25 years for us. You want to know how? I take your pick. I mean, Manhattan blew up. It's the arc reactor overloaded, killed thousands.
Oh man.
Avengers were blamed. I don't think it was them, obviously, but didn't really matter when it all was said and done. She continues. She looks at you, Johnny. She starts to, and then she sort of moves on. She says, a lot of the most powerful heroes got trapped in the dark dimension.
Shit.
Never saw them again. Billy says they're gone. He can't get to them. She looks to you, Rogue, and she starts to sort of, and then Kurt sort of chimes in. The X-Men, taken early. Kitty and I were on a mission away, and when we came back, the whole mansion was covered in blood. We tried to bury everyone, but sort of ran out of time, so I don't know who, I don't know how, it just they were gone like that.
Wait, so does that mean Kitty's still here?
She was. We lost her about 9 years ago.
Fuck.
The the resistance, we tried to stage a revolt in Victory City, and it didn't go well. We lost Kitty. We lost Felicia Hardy, Cloak, and Dagger. And he looks to you, Natasha. He says, we lost our leader, Clint. He walked away.
He walked away.
So Clint's still alive, though.
I mean, that was 9 years ago. I don't know.
Is there any form of resistance now?
He looks around at the room. Danny chimes in. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no, there's still a lot of us out there. I mean, you got people in Victory City, although fewer, because, you know, after the revolt, that's when we all decided to, like, get out of there. It was too hot. Moved out here. But some people have gone back. I mean, yeah, there's sort of like a resistance in Gamopolis, but not really. It's, and then, well, there's still people, and she kind of gets interrupted, by Lunella, who says, yes, there's resistance, but we're scattered. There's no organization anymore. It's chaos. And even so, our best attempt in 20 years was squashed instantly. I don't think, look, I'll be honest, I can't blame Clint for walking away.
I mean, the guy has a lot of skills, but I don't know if he really should have been the leader of a revolution. You know,
Hey, show some respect.
He should have tried.
he should have tried and he walked away. Guy's not dead. I don't have to respect him. Anyway, if we go get him, he could still help.
Danny says, I mean, you guys could help.
In a revolution?
Lunella he say that, and Danny says, I mean, well, yeah, but, and she looks to Lunella, and Lunella just kind of nods. And Danny sort of goes over to the table, and she's like, okay, so here's the thing. We're sort of missing our leader at the moment. Billy Kaplan.
Billy Kaplan.
Yeah. What was his name before? And she looks to Lunella, who says, Wiccan. You might, Wanda Maximoff's son. He's the Sorcerer Supreme now. At least.
Oh shit! Good for him.
A fragment of what it once was. But he got captured.
By
recently. Who else? The King, Fisk.
King Fisk?
Well, not King Fisk. I mean, we don't call him King Fisk. I don't call him King Fisk. For the record, she Lunella steps to you. She says, I do not call him King Fisk. Just so you know, I just said the King Fisk, okay? There's a difference.
And I think this is like the first time in the last couple hours that I have been stunned and totally terrified. Because if this guy's still around in this kind of world, then he hasn't lost any power at all.
Yeah.
I think I've defeated him maybe in our timeline.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. But knowing that I'll have to do it again is just terrifying. Yeah.
Kurt sort of stands up and he looks like sort of hurt, and he says, there will be time for all of this after a bit of rest. Please make yourselves at home. Don't make noise. Just let us spend the time we can together. And he sort of looks to you, Rogue, and he says, would you help me back to my room?
Poor Sugar. She's gonna take him by the, just help him hobble into the room.
Okay.
Hey, what did he mean by, don't make any noise?
Lunella says, I mean, you could talk, it's just... Billy getting captured was sort of, a red flag, for Kingpin and, his goons, and they're looking for us now, so... and Danny sort of chimes in. She says, more like looking for us. You're never even around. Lunella says, yes, that's true. Okay, that's fair. I stay outside the wall for the most part. It's where I can be with Dee Dee, and, you know, I don't like being boxed up like this, so, anyway.
And honestly, it came to some good. Look, you've got us now.
True. Right. So just, you know, feel free to grab a sleeping bag, grab some water. Just try to ration yourselves if you can. I'm gonna get a couple hours. Welcome to the club, I guess. She goes and lays down. What does everybody do? You know what? Before I ask that question, I'm gonna sort of navigate us through a few moments here, and then if there's any leftover things you want to do, we can hit those as well. Cool. I know this is a rather long translation scene, but it's also a huge info dump. So, you know, I forgive me for not jumping into some more action here, but
we want the info.
I know.
Yes. We want the deets.
So, we cut into the bedroom, where Rogue, you're sort of, you know, the bedroom here, it's just like the rest of the apartment, Kurt sort of like sits down on the bed. It sort of squeaks, you know, in that like kind of cheap mattress type way. And he sort of just sits there. He doesn't lay down. He just sits there. He's holding your hand. His, you know, his 2 fingers and his thumb sort of interlocking with your hand. You hear him as you're just sort of standing there, not sure maybe what to do. He says, will you help?
What sort of question is that? Of course I'm gonna help. I'm gonna find whoever did this to you and knock him 5 ways to Sunday.
I've missed you. It is, it's not been easy. But, somehow, you being here again, I feel a hope. It's been long gone. I didn't think I'd feel this again.
I'm sorry I couldn't be there, Kurt.
You were there. And Kitty and I weren't the only ones to survive the initial attack. You weren't there either. In fact, a few others weren't. You and Remy were off together somewhere. I don't know. I could never keep track of you in those days. But it wasn't long. Within a day or two, when it was time to fight, a final stand, we stood, we fought, and that's where we lost you.
And Remy? I hate to ask, because of everything that you've told us so far. Where's Mama?
She could be gone.
She hasn't even reached out to you? Or Magneto? Anybody else? I mean,
When
there's
you
more than
say
just the
Magneto, when you say Magneto, there's a visible anger that crosses over his body.
So he joined the fight too, on the wrong side again, huh?
Joined the fight. He led the fight. He was a puppet master in the whole.
Wish I could say I was surprised.
Mystique. She made mistakes. I can't forgive her, but I've heard, maybe incorrectly, that she's changed. I don't know. If I ever see her, I will kill her, so it is not for me to say. But Magneto's gone. He ruled for quite some time before he gave up.
Gave up?
He's gone. And he'll never see justice. He reaches underneath the bed and slides out sort of like a blanket that's sort of wrapped up. And as he sort of starts to unwrap it, you see beneath is a long, beautiful sort of falchion or scimitar sort of style blade, sort of a pirate-esque blade. And you see he grabs it. It was a rare occasion, but you know that Kurt was a good swordsman back in the day.
He had a dramatic flair.
And he did, absolutely. But he takes it and he holds it and he says, don't count me out of the fight. I'm still here. And I will. I'm not out yet. Step 1 is to save Billy. So, kind of smiles at just the fact that he's holding the sword. He sort of instinctively grabbed it, puts it back, slides it under, and he says, I suppose it will require some more rest first.
Of course. I promise, Kurt. We're gonna make this right. We're gonna fix this. I don't know how, but we'll do it together.
Takes your hand and just looks at you as we cut back out into the sort of the main room. There's sort of like a alcove in the kitchen area, like sort of like a bay window type looking thing. And Danny is sitting on it, on sort of the step, or this like the sort of the, I guess the seat of it, and she's just staring at you, Daredevil, Matt. You could just feel the eyes on you. You know that she's just kind of like staring at you, like.
Need something?
What? Oh.
Do you need something?
Yeah, she kind of pulls up a chair next to you. I mean, if you're asking, I was just sort of wondering, could you just tell me about them?
Justin, you're gonna hate me. You cut out when you told me who this person is.
Oh, I'm so sorry. So this is Danielle Cage.
Got it.
Who,
Yep.
in your timeline, was not even born yet.
Right. Tell you about who?
Sorry. Yeah, I guess I just assumed you. Of course. My mom and dad worked with you, I think. They told me a lot about you when I was a kid. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones.
I thought it might be you. Listen, I don't make a lot of friends, but your parents were the two strongest people I knew in my world. You remind me a lot of your father.
Really?
Yeah. You've got his grip.
That's cool. So you guys like fought crime together and stuff?
Oh yeah, we fought a lot of crime. I learned a lot from your dad and a lot from your mom about brute strength.
Yeah, I remember there were times when they would we would race in the park, and sometimes they would like hold me, and then my mom would jump and sort of like just like fly across the I don't know, I don't remember a lot, honestly.
How old were you when it happened?
5.
5. That's not enough time with them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they died heroes, so it's better than, I guess, some alternative. I don't know. They went out in the final battle on V-Day.
I'm gonna make you a promise, Danny. Now that we're here, I'm gonna make it right.
Really?
Yeah. And if you're half as good as either one of your parents, you're gonna help me out, yeah?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
By the way, they call me Powerhouse, so if you wanted to use my name, you can. Like, you don't.
I
like,
can't do
don't
that.
have to. Oh, okay.
I'm just joking with you. Of course I will.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And judge like call you like Daredevil or
You can call me Matt.
cool, Matt. Across the room, we find Lunella sleeping. She well, rather she's laying in her sleeping bag, not fully sleeping. Anybody who might be over there can see that she is scribbling furiously on a notepad. I think Bruce, maybe you're sitting in the area on the couch or something. How do you?
Yeah, I've been hearing the conversation, if I am, between Daredevil and Danny, I've just been like slowly getting more and more crumpled in my posture, rubbing my eyes, and then when you say the promise, like visibly look up, look around at everybody else in the room, like checking if people heard that, and then I'll like ask for a piece of paper. Could I have a pencil and a piece of paper?
Huh?
Sorry,
Oh.
I saw you had a notepad. Could I get a piece?
I mean, yeah, I don't have another pencil, but
Okay, that's all right.
uh,
And then he's clearly
what
like
do you?
listing something in his mind.
Do you need to write something down? Sometimes I get ideas too, and I just need to write them down. So here.
Yeah, no, same. I was just, what do you got?
Well, to
No,
be
I don't
honest,
wanna
I
pry.
was sort of just trying to figure out how you got here.
Yeah.
What do you remember?
Well, there was a confrontation with Victor Von Doom,
Yeah, I know him.
and the five of us were there, and there it came to blows, and that's when I blacked out. But I remember there was some kind of circular device, like a portal. Did you learn anything about that? What he was doing?
Well, a lot of that kind of shit happened when I was a kid, so, you know,
Yeah.
I'm not sure exactly which time this was. But judging by what you were describing, I mean, it sounds to me like a Nexus gate.
Nexus Gate. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
Are you not familiar with that?
if I were to make a film set of that, that's what I would call it, probably. It just sounds like
You know,
science fiction, but I
Everybody always
believe
said
it.
you were really smart back in the day. Is that?
Well, a nexus, you could have a nexus of all kinds of energies. There's gamma, you know, but that's not
Sure.
important. You
Well-
think Doom was creating a gate? That lines
Uh,
up with what we experienced.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like it. If it pushed out creatures, like you said, from probably other dimensions and whatnot, then
Yeah, that's right.
it would stand to reason that it sort of being destroyed sucked you in, which could stand to reason that this is not your future. This is probably my world is a completely different dimension than your world.
Yeah.
So with that being said, time travel's out of the way, which would mean, I mean, the only way to get you home, assuming you want to go back home.
No, that's yeah. We're on the same page. We've been duplicating work, so let's catch up, and then we can make progress.
She starts. So you both start sort of like putting your heads together and like,
Yeah.
just sort of like writing down, just maybe from like an outside perspective, maybe Matt at this point you're just sort of listening to like this crazy scientific mumbo jumbo across the room. So that's all I have at the moment. Elise, Kelsea, is there any moment that you two have with any of these characters, with each other, anything that you wanted to do in this moment? It's worth noting we have some plot point gifts. We got one for Rogue, if I don't know how long ago that was, and then we got one for Banner for not giving
Thanks.
a good goddamn. I love it.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for the gifts, everybody. These are helpful. So, Elise, Kelsea, was
Yes.
there anything you want to do? And you don't have to by any means. Sometimes there will be these sort of like spotlight moments, and they may not be for everybody, and you might have yours later, and so on and so on. So,
Oh yeah, I think that Natasha's just kind of stuck on the fact that Clint quit.
Yeah.
And just like very just quiet somewhere, upset about that, and soaking everything in that we've all just learned.
sure.
I think Johnny's gonna excuse himself and go search out a party is the goal. That might not be an
Amazing.
option here, but he's gonna be like, I'm needed elsewhere, and being really cool. If he goes out and just tries to find some people, ask where cool people hang out, that's sort of what the goal is. What happens?
I mean this in every sense of the word. Fantastic. Let's so you dip out. Now, are you like trying to sneak out, or are you like fully just telling everybody you're deucing?
Yeah, I let everybody know I'll be back later.
So Danny, as she sort of finishes her conversation with Matt, sort of stands up and says, wait, what, where are you going?
Gonna go find a party. You got any suggestions?
Party? What do you
Or
mean?
like a bar or something? Like, where do people hang out?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a bar. Are you just gonna go?
Yeah, I'm gonna be incognito. I'm gonna be laying. Actually, can I borrow a shirt?
Okay. I'm gonna come with you. She walks across to like a duffel bag, just sort of like rummages through, tosses you a tank that sort of somewhat fits. It's a little big on you just because she's like really broad. She's like, okay. She kind of looks over to the scientists over there doing their calculations. She looks at Natasha, who looks incredibly intimidating, and then she looks back to you, Matt, and she just says, I'm just gonna keep an eye out for him, so we'll be back. I
You
guess.
wanna come party, Matt?
No, I'm good, Johnny.
I have
Thank
the
you.
coolest friends. And then I head downstairs.
So
Danny.
you and
Danny, be careful.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. She follows you. It's just this sort of scene of you walking through like this bustling crowd as Danny's like, hold on. Excuse me, Mr. Storm, can you just wait for a second?
I don't need an escort. I'm used to being on my own, okay?
Yeah.
You're welcome to join, but don't slow me down.
Okay, but you just maybe don't like understand fully like the situation of the city and everything. So first of all, just
No, I'm gonna be cool. I get it. Shit's dire.
okay, but like no flames. Okay, like no flames.
Yeah, no. I am cool as a cucumber.
So you enter like a bar, inside a motley crew of people. There's a like one-man band sort of playing like just a guitar, like kicking a tambourine while he's doing it, and just sort of singing like Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever Spider can. And what do you do? What do you want to do?
And
we don't have to
turn
roleplay this
Danny
if you don't want to. I just
This is
Yeah, and I
great.
turn to Danny and I say, "Hey, what a Spider-Man? See, still got a spider presence?
Spider-Man's dead. Well, like the Spider-Man that you knew is dead. Can we get a booth? I don't want to talk about this too loudly.
Yeah.
So you kind of pull into a booth. Somebody brings you just like a beer because that's all they have.
Yeah, actually, can I have a vodka soda?
The bartender just kind of looks at you and just like, okay, good one. Walks away. So Danny leans in. She says, right, okay, so first of all, that guy is singing Spider-Man sarcastically. People don't really talk about the heroes anymore. I mean, out here, it doesn't really matter, but like in Victory City, you can't do that shit. Like, you'll get arrested.
Oh shit, just like talking about them?
I mean, it's sort of, it's really effed, because they basically erased history, right? I mean, Osborn, all of his goons, like, they're just, there's a lot you don't know yet, Mr. Storm, and, so I'm just saying, just be careful, I guess, is all.
All right, let's use incognito language. What about here, I'll act it out. Rocks.
What?
Rocks, Ben Grimes.
Sorry, I is this a game? I'm not.
Fuck, where's my family, dude? That's what I'm trying to say. Where's my sister? Where's my brother-in-law? And where's Ben?
Oh.
Are they here?
No.
What happened?
Maybe I'm not the best one to tell you that. I was a kid. I don't know. I mean, I only know what I heard, you know, and so it's
So what did you hear?
She's like avoiding eye contact with you hardcore. They're dead. The way that people told me, they were like the first, you know? I mean, yeah, the first heroes and everything, but, I mean, the first to... They were like the linchpin, I guess. I don't know. They were sort of the ones to... The dominoes sort of went from there. I'm not describing this right. People said that the Fantastic Four went, there was a kid, I guess. Franklin?
Like my nephew? Like my niece?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
them. The Fantastic Four was called on a mission, and you weren't there, Johnny, I guess. And,
That doesn't make sense.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why you weren't there. I mean, I don't know. But you just, I guess they let Franklin come. I guess he was sort of like, you know, old enough at that point, and I mean, he had powers and stuff, right? So like, why not? But I really don't want to. I shouldn't be the one to tell you this. Like, I feel like this is probably like a family thing.
Yeah,
sorry.
I'll ask them. How about you just like let me know what you know and then I'll figure it out.
It was a trap, and some guy named the Puppet Master
Oh, fuck me.
used Franklin, and he killed the others. Except for, except for your sister. He was gonna destroy the city. His reality powers were too strong, and she had to stop him. So she stopped him. And then she died. Because it was a trap and they weren't alone, so someone named Omega Red was there. There was I think there was like the villain named like Grey Gargoyle. I don't know. They piled on, and that was it. I mean, that was the Fantastic Four. We're gone.
And I never showed up?
You did later. You were there for the final battle for V-Day. And that's where you died.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Thanks for letting me know. Like, that's good. Appreciate it. Can we get two more of these from here? Yeah, so what do people do around here for, like, just let loose?
Danny takes a drink as we cut away from the scene. Time passes. Couple hours. And we jump ahead to all of you meeting back in the apartment there, where sorry, catching up on one thing here. So we find you back in the apartment, where Kurt is sort of sitting in a chair in the corner by the kitchen table. And Bruce, you and Lunella never actually got sleep. You two worked on sort of the mathematics and whatnot of your I guess hypothesis of how you got here and what it might take to try and get back.
Yeah, perfect. Like, I would have made a list of sites in the world I know where we could recover gear that would be useful, or that, something, basically a resource list, and then just one by one scratching them off as she tells me what's going on.
Yes, absolutely. That's perfect. And as you are doing that, she's sort of like scribbling in the margins, like, nope, that you're right, that we do need PIM particles, but they are over here. You're gonna have to go here. Shit, okay. And you sort of create this list, and in addition to like the scrap, so Lunella sort of tells you, like, her whole thing here is that she goes out into the Savage Frontier, she finds sort of scrap pieces of metal, which there is a lot of that here. She didn't really explain why, but she, like, can scavenge it off of dinosaurs and whatnot. And then, so she can get you the basic materials you need. However, there are 3 specific components that are, so we catch up to you now. You're in this room. She steps up and sort of presents this whole like thesis to everybody, and you are sort of at her side here, Bruce. And she says, okay, so to get you all home, or wherever your home is, wherever you're from, we calculated, she goes into a whole scientific thing, and then she kind of cut, and she's like, sorry, okay. Put simply, we can build another gate, like the one that took you here. But we're gonna need some very specific materials to do it. Now, I can get all the basic stuff, but there are 3 things you're gonna need. Yeah?
Why are we leaving? You guys need our help.
Hold on, that is a conversation we'll need to have soon, but let's establish the groundwork here. For right now, we know that at some point we will need to leave. Whether we discuss helping, and I'll give like a significant look to Daredevil, is honestly a separate question.
Thank you.
She kind of... Okay. So the 3 things that you're gonna need: PIM particles, adamantium, and vibranium. Not exactly a lot of that running around here. She looks to Kurt and she says, would you mind, can we show him the atlas? And he sort of pulls out from beneath a bunch of papers a large map and sort of holds it up so that you all can see it. Let me give me a brief moment while I share a map with you all.
Oh, hell yeah. Cool.
So ready for this map.
Now, I know it's gonna be a little hard to read, just because if it's too difficult to read some of the smaller print, I can adjust that before next week, just to make it better. But let me know if that's the case. Give me 1 second.
And is this on Discord, Justin?
Yes, I'm going to share it with
Okay,
you guys
cool.
on Discord. I'm going to share it with
Okay.
the audience here in a moment. I'm just trying to get it to you first so that you're not like, oh, what's happening? I need to go here. I need to go here.
Justin, could I, during this scene, make a roll to try to establish an asset that will last? Like what would have been a resource under the normal Marvel rules, but like something that last for the next action scene?
Yeah, sure. What are you trying to build or do?
I don't want to distract from what you're working on, but
No,
my
I got it
hope
here.
is basically to like establish the amount of kind of passing knowledge that I have on what happened in the world. Something that I can draw on whenever I need to like know what to do or where to go, you know,
Yeah.
connected to the history, the like alternate history.
I love that. Yeah,
Okay,
go
I'll,
ahead.
I'll put my pool together while you're working.
Okay,
on that.
okay.
So my thought is, as Bruce Banner, I don't have any powers. I just have a bunch of specialties. So let's do
This is just versus the Doom Pool.
Cosmic at 3d6. Then Team at another d6. I'll use Genius in a Bottle, Distinction. And that's all I can do, really. I do have a plot point. So,
Sweet.
Yeah, I'll just go for it. Okay. I have I've got a 13 total. And my effect die will be a d6.
Yeah.
But I think
Well-
I'm going to, if I succeed, let's go ahead.
Well,
Let me
you
know.
do succeed. As you can see, the Doom Pool's only 3d6 at the moment, and I rolled a 7 as my total, which means I believe you get to step up your effect.
Oh, yeah. Awesome. Great. So I've got a d8 then, and I'll call my asset, where are we?
Cool. Great. Okay, I'm ready. Here we go. Sharing this with you guys in the Marvel info channel on Discord. Right now. And for those of you at home, I'm going to
Oh,
go ahead and
wow.
shift us here now.
Huh.
So, I know some of the smaller stuff is going to be hard to read on this, but don't worry. I'm going to kind of talk you through it in the same way that Lunella might talk you through it now. So, Lunella says to you, okay, so you're gonna need adamantium. Truly the only way that I can think of getting adamantium would be to go to the hub, which you guys can see is in the upper left corner, where you might find typically Seattle. She says the hub is essentially a haven for Ultron's new movement of humanity. It's a whole thing. We could talk about it later, but basically, Ultron himself is in an adamantium body, so, I mean, if you can figure out a way to get a piece of that body, that would do it. Alternatively, she kind of looks over to, Rogue and Kurt at the same time, and, she says, there is also the prospect, and Kurt says, no, that it's not, she says, there's also the prospect, so, it's us three and Billy, as you know, but, we aren't the only, hang on, I'm gonna switch us back to this real quick, I'm talking so much, without the camera, we aren't the only ones we aren't the only ones in this resistance here in Fisk Lake City. I hate saying that. There's also one more. Ruby. She kind of looks to Kurt to help explain, and Kurt just looks to you, Rogue, and she says, Ruby is the daughter of Scott and Emma.
Oh.
She's not that bad. She's a bit brash and very impulsive, but I get the sense that you are used to that. And he looks over to Johnny.
I'm getting used to it.
He says, Lunella says, so Ruby is currently scouting out for us right now in Sin City, because there are rumors that Sinister has taken up hold there. And you look on the map, you see Sin City is what used to be Las Vegas. There's rumors that Sinister has, there's rumors that Logan is still alive, and Sinister has him held hostage. Somehow. I don't know. Ruby's looking into it, but, you know, if the Ultron thing goes out the window, I mean, maybe there's a way to extract some adamantium from Wolverine. I don't know if that's possible or not, but well, there's 2 avenues for adamantium at least. Moving on, she goes to the next part of the checklist. Pym particles easier to get than adamantium, at least, by my assumptions and by Dr. Banner's you know, knowledge of where they might be found in, I guess, the old world. We estimate that you could probably find some Pym particles on AIM Island. And as you look at the map, AIM Island is over where San Francisco would be. She says, there's a Pym Industries compound in San Francisco there. Only problem is that San Francisco sank, so it would be underwater. But still an option. The other place that it might be is... She kind of looks to you, Bruce, and she says, so I didn't tell you about this one. The Hulk lands are in the south, as you can see. And, well, Leader is there and has a compound, I guess. Leader sort of all I'll say right now is that there might be pin particles there. But it's probably easier just to go to the AIM island thing, so you should probably just do that instead. Moving on. Vibranium. Vibranium is gonna be the hardest thing in the world to find. But not impossible, I guess, if you want to, because you could okay. I've heard in my travels and whatnot. Okay, so if you haven't been able to guess from the map, Norman Osborn is president of, what I guess is even considered America at this point. He resides in Victory City, and he sort of runs everything, not like out here, because it's sort of like, I don't know, like Old West out here, but over on the East Coast, it's a lot more strict, we'll say. But you basically have two options for Vibranium. Number one, break into the White House and take Captain America's shield. Number two, you can find Kraven. I don't know how you're gonna hunt down Kraven the Hunter, but you could try. Although, as hard as he was before to track, he actually is in possession of the Black Panther suit of armor. So if you can get that from him, that's great. Problem is, I have no idea where he is. All we know is that he's essentially a scalp hunter for Osborn. He seeks us out. He seeks out remaining heroes, and he exterminates them. So, if somehow you can find all of that, we still would need to power it. And I think a mystic energy, powerful enough to do it. We have the Sorcerer Supreme right in this very city. So if we can get Billy, by my calculations, that should be it. Pin particles, adamantium, vibranium, and the Sorcerer Supreme to power it all up. Get you home.
That and a partridge in a pear tree. Sure.
Okay, well, that was my part of the presentation. She sits down, and Danny sort of stands up. She says, right, okay, so, I realized my Danny, energy was sort of bleeding into Lunella. Ignore that. Lunella was more scientific. Danny sort of steps up, though, and she says, okay, so, assuming we want to get Billy out of the castle, as it is called, she pulls up blueprints out, and she says, here's what we're gonna have to handle. If we can, and as she says if we can, you hear a
hell.
And each of you has one moment to sort of brace yourselves as the door of the apartment gets blown in. Debris goes flying everywhere. And stepping through the doorway, you recognize a group of individuals, they don't really step through the doorway so much as like push through the remaining rubble of the doorway. You recognize the wrecking crew as they emerge, and the leader, I don't have it in front of me right now. The leader is named Wrecker. Of course he is.
Deep pull.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So Wrecker sort of steps up, smacks his crowbar in his hand, and just says, well, look what we found, boys. And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Yes.
Ooh.
I just want to be very clear that Johnny's still mad that we're not staying to save people.
Well, we can. We
Well,
can.
we can. It's just
We
we
can.
also need an exit strategy.
I mean, Bruce doesn't want to, but
Yeah, no, Rogue.
That's okay.
Rogue is, yeah.
Well, guys, oh yeah, real missed opportunity there, Lisa. Well, guys, that is that. We will pick up there next week, so please be sure to join us then. We start at 8 p.m. Central Time, and we will be here every Tuesday for the next 12 weeks, essentially. Might have an off week in there somewhere, but we'll let you know. But I hope you are all as excited as I am to explore this future Rain Wasteland with these fantastically played characters. Bravo, you guys. These are... I can't wait to sort of get under all of your skin and like, oh, it's gonna be great. Ooh, yes, I'm Mr. Sinister.
No.
Let's see. Is there anything I need to say real quick before we head out? Thanks to everybody who used channel points and pitched in on the plot points there. Join the Discord. Come chat with us about this week's stream. And if you're watching this in the future on YouTube, make sure to follow the YouTube channel there, and so you don't miss the next one. That's it. I will stop rambling now. I will see you all next week.
Wait.
Oh, yes?
Maybe we should post it in the Discord, post the map in the Discord, so if people want to see it, they can go see it.
I love it.
I'll post the map in the Discord. Absolutely.
Big brain energy.
If you want to see the map, you want to study the map a little more, come check it out in the Discord, okay? All right. Till then, love you guys all. Love all you guys. Be safe out there and love each other. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye.